Happy Halloween, everyone. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a good Friday. Hope you're feeling spookied out and ready for the night. Does anyone I'm curious if anyone who watches this show still actually okay, well first of all, does anyone who watches actually I say quote unquote still goes trick or treating, but I don't know. I mean, you could still be like in your late teens and still trick or treating. You might not even like live in the US and trick or treating isn't really a thing. Does anyone live outside of the US and goes trick or treating? I'm actually I'm getting all curious. Yes, I'm Clark Kent today. I have put together the most laziest Halloween costume, but kind of the best one all at the same time, right? So, I am dressed up, so I can't say that I was too lazy. Yes. Whoa, Scandal Collect says, "Yes, I am Ken Clark." I mean, you're close enough. Um, I'm just noticing that StreamYard kind of changed a lot of the user interface. That looked a lot different. But anyway, Kaiju Nerd, how's it going? Domesticated Caveman. Didn't even have to put contacts in. These are not even, these are just like computer glasses. But yeah, that looks a little weird, huh? Okay, the Figure Arts, he lives in Mexico, and and you trick or treat. So that's cool. Happy Halloween, Stubbs. That's so cool. Man, how do I change it back to this? Bubble, brand, color. There we go. Does that look any better? Well then, I do have a couple of actual toy news that is somewhat Halloween related, which is pretty cool. There's some other toy news that's not Halloween related, but yeah, we'll have hopefully a good spooky time today. And if you're watching on YouTube and you'd rather be listening, this is technically a podcast, Doorcast, so it's available on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, whatever. So it's all there. It's all there. So whatever's easiest for you, it's all there. And actually, someone I think Spotify left a comment on there, and they were like, "I'm so glad this is here." And I'm like, "Whoa, cool! I'm so glad to hear that," because I'm basically convinced that no one really listens on there, but that's fine. That's quite all right. I'm so happy that anyone watches or listens in any way possible. And I never really thought to ask this, but if you do watch or listen via the podcast platforms, leave a review. That'd be great. 5-star, whatever. I think that is like really important on there. Either way, I really appreciate all of it. So as before I get into toy news, as far as Sirdork news, as far as things that I have coming up soon, this weekend is going to be a double video weekend. So tomorrow is going to be the first of 2 Star Wars Blockies videos, which is very exciting. I can't wait. And they were so much fun. So the first one will be coming out tomorrow. And then on Sunday will be the Daredevil and Punisher Marvel Legends. Finally was able to get around and make a video for those guys, and I had a great time with them as well. So stuff's coming up. So please be excited for those coming up. Happy Halloween to you, Chuta Zoricoilno. Happy Halloween to you as well. Figure says, "You the goat, bro." Nah, man, that's you. That's all you. So, what do you say we get into some toy news? There's not a lot, which is, I mean, sometimes I'm kind of glad it's not a lot. Sometimes it's just like, holy crap, there's so much to talk about. But there's a couple good eggs, couple good things going on. So, first is some Star Wars stuff. So, Mafex. This is straight from Medicom Toy. Oh, but my background is gone too. What's going on? Can I fix that really quick? There we go. Yay! All right. So the stuff I got from Mafex over here. Ultra detail figure. It says right here, coming June 2026. There are 5 little Grogus, which they look exactly like the Grogus that come in the Mafex Mandalorian figure, but they're already posed. They're little static things. So I'm assuming they're going to be the same scale and everything. But we've got Grogu with the big, um, the Mudhorn little chest plate he's got. We've got one of him in the spit bucket, one with the little Mando wrist gauntlet, and a bunch of stuff. And so these are pretty cute. Hey, Gashes, what's going on? Mar says, "Are you going to get this?" I don't think I will. I'm pretty good with just the regular Grogu figures I have. Like, I don't see a need for me to have any of these guys. But the one in the little thingy, the little tube thingy, whatever, spit bucket, is pretty cute, actually. The spittoon, right? Isn't that called a spittoon? That's pretty cute. But I don't think I'm going to pick them up. But those are coming out. So these are something I don't see like selling out. Like, you have to pre-order these or you're not going to get them. So if you want them, I think you can safely take your time and order them whenever they come out. But also, we had some Black Series reveals as well. And I don't know if I'm going to pick these up, but I think they're pretty sweet. I've become very selective with my Star Wars Black Series pickups because I've just got so much. So this first one here, we've got Quinlan Voss. This figure looks freaking awesome. Like, this looks really good. Like, this is one of the best looking figures I've seen revealed. It's crazy how much better and better figures get, especially, stuff like Hasbro. But Quinlan Voss, if you're not familiar with the character, he's in Clone Wars. George Lucas liked the design of one little background character in the Phantom Menace so much that he turned him into a side character in the Clone Wars, and here we are. But it looks good. Yeah, it comes with so Toys with Tank says, "Are the swishy effects going to come with the Jedi and 6 figures now?" I don't know. I mean, that would make sense if they actually started to do that. I feel like that's a cheap thing for them to add in and say, "Whoa, we're coming with more stuff now, guys." That would be cool. I don't particularly like those effects. I don't really use those. But the figure itself looks good. Like, Quinlan looks ripped as heck. And one thing I love that a lot of figure brands do, and Black Series is one of them, is when they take an animated character and then they put an action figure out, but they make it like they redesign him to look like live action, like redesigned, or like, and I think that's really cool how they do that. Like when they did that with all the clones back in the day, and they do it all the time. And this Quinlan Voss is really, really, like, this looks really good. Looks really, really good. And then also we've got the young Count Dooku, young Jedi Count Dooku. And this also comes with those swish effects like we were just talking about. Morrow says, "How much is the figure?" They're going to be the typical Black Series price. So I'm going to say probably 25, or hopefully not more than that. But what they've done with this figure is same as though they took an animated, well, Count Dooku's not an animated character, but this young version of him has only appeared in animation. But then they've live actioned this version of him too, and it still looks like Christopher Lee. It looks like a younger Christopher Lee Count Dooku, which is, I think, pretty sweet. And there's 2 heads too. There's a shaven and a bearded one, which, like, really cool. Like, I don't know if I'm going to pick him up either, but I still think he's cool. Toxin, do you want to come up, buddy? Toxin is clawing at me. Come on, buddy. No? Do you want to come up? There we go. Want to say hey? A rare Toxin appearance. Oh, he's purring. Good boy. Well, there's Count Dooku. And we've also got a 7th sister. So if you watched Rebels, there's one of the Inquisitors that spins their lightsaber around like a helicopter, which the swishy lightsaber blades that she comes with are pretty appropriate for that. So that's pretty sweet. Ashlyn, thank you so much. That's awesome. And Krieg over there using and Domesticated Caveman using the Toxin emojis. Thanks, guys. That's for you, Toxin. But I definitely am not going to pick her up because she's cool and I like the Inquisitors, but just not something that I'm probably going to get. I've just become so picky with my Star Wars figures. But it does come with the alt head, which is cool. We get, the masked Inquisitor, very distinctive Inquisitor helmet. And then we've got, it looks like you can wear it so you can have it with their face showing or without. That's kind of cool. Yeah, okay, that's what you're talking about, Stone Mandalorian. That's pretty cool. Queen Behold says, "Go to Hot Toys." That's a great idea, and I already have. Trust me. I think I probably no. I definitely get more excited for Star Wars Hot Toys than I do Black Series. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But that's not the last Star Wars thing to show off here, and a lot of people might think this is kind of stupid, but I think it's pretty sweet, and I'm definitely gonna get this. So Hasbro does these holiday Black Series releases. They've got the Halloween Trooper, the one they've got so many Halloween ones, and they've got so many Christmas ones too. They've got more Christmas than anything else. And now they're doing a Valentine's Day one. So I don't okay, Mr. Kiwi over here says yes, please. Okay, I'm seeing only positive responses to this guy. In the live chat. So that's pretty cool. Sepher Sub says, I just wish he wasn't pink. I get that. I get that. I just honestly I like these in the package. I've gotten a bunch of these holiday ones and I haven't opened any of them. I just like them in the box. I think the packaging is cool. Toxin, what are you doing, pal? And so the pink box, it's kind of like it's a little Cupid Ewok. It looks like Ewok. He's got wings and is a little Cupid. What are they calling it? Valentine's Day edition. Okay, nothing crazy. I don't know. I think it's kind of cute, and it comes with a BD one too. Toxin Lucian said that he loves you in the chat. Wow, look at you getting so much attention. So I'm definitely picking this guy up. Oh, look at this side, the art on the side of the box. That is great. And it comes with a little Yub Nub Valentine. Oh my. That's incredible. Okay, that's there's probably plenty of arguments saying this is just a rehash of an existing figure. Stupid. Has blow. That's whatever. That's fine. But I gotta say, there's a little bit of creativity here. There's definitely some creativity here. It sounds like somebody higher up at Hasbro, mandates these things, and then somebody who gets that mandate takes that and makes something cool and creative out of it. I don't know. Maybe, who cares? But I think it's cute. I'm getting it. And I bet you this thing's going to sell out. We'll see. I would like them to do more. I would love a pink Valentine's Day Stormtrooper next year. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. So there's some Star Wars. We'll take it. We'll take some good Star Wars news. But as pretty much usual, there's usually Blocky's news and Marvel Legends news. And we've got some Blocky's news this week, but we've got some Marvel Legends. So this one here, this is probably going to be another figure that you'll see at every time you go into Walmart or Target. You're going to see this. So you go into Walmart and Target. I'm assuming people in the U.S. But here in the U.S., we walk into Walmart or Target, and we see a million of these Spider-Mans and Captain America's Marvel Studios ones, which is a lot of us will say, oh, more of these guys. But at the same time, I think it's good that these characters, who are some of the most important characters in Marvel, whatever, they're always available. There's never a time where some kid who wants Spider-Man or Captain America can't get one because they have as many as they need, and they're always out. And I think that's really good, and I think that's an important thing to have both on our side as consumers and for the companies as well. It makes sense. But for us collectors, we see it, we kind of roll our eyes, and that's fine. So we have another one of these, and this is the Iron Man. This is probably the most recognizable Iron Man from the movies. This is the Mark III. And it looks, I don't think this is a new figure. He is a little more shiny than I'm used to seeing him. And I think it looks good. He's got some energy effects. This is probably a re-release, I'm assuming. Maybe there's some new stuff put into here, or at least the paint or something. So it's good. It's good that this is going to exist. And I'm sure this is going to be on those shelves forever as well, just like those Spider-Mans and Captain Americas. And that's fine. And that's good. It's a good thing, guys. They're just think about when you were like 10, or I don't know, maybe you are 10, and you just all you want is just an Iron Man figure. And you know what? It's going to be there for you. Your mom or your dad or whoever is going to be able to snag one for you easily. And that's cool. Iron Many, says Shiro. Yeah. Yep. Kaiju Nerd says, always like that design. Gonna pick it up. Honestly, I don't have this one either. This is just a really recognizable Iron Man, you know? So I think it's cool. I think it's cool. So he's coming. He's coming. So if you want to pre-order him, I'm sure it's available, or you can just wait to find him in store. We've also got another Iron Man, and forgive me for not being knowledgeable enough in Marvel stuff to know who this guy is. This is Nimrod, and it's a very Iron Man looking design, but it's very cartoonish. This looks like it's from, I don't know, an animated series, or probably just from comics. It says X-Men, doesn't say X-Men 97, and I don't remember seeing him in that show. So somebody in the live chat or anybody who's watching who's probably much more knowledgeable in this area than me, Mr. Kiwi says Ben 10. He does look like he's from Ben 10. That's freaking hilarious. That's so cool. Love for Transformers has something interesting. Says, I don't know about that. As someone who just started collecting Marvel Legends a year or two ago, the only classic suit Marvel Legends Spider-Mans were in the exclusive 2-packs. Well, nowadays, they're very, very readily available. But maybe it's just right now. And I think it's a newer, probably, initiative where they're just like, let's just have these guys always there. Same thing with the Mando and Darth Vader. They just always are there, which I think is good. But about this guy... Carla says, who is that? It's Nimrod. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot either. But also love for Transformers. Some says Nimrod is actually an X-Men villain. He's a Sentinel from the future. All right. Toys of Tank says the same thing. He's a Sentinel, one of the advanced ones from the comics. All right. Cool. Well, that's much appreciated, you guys. So there he is. So if you're interested in Nimrod, there he is. I'm not interested, but he's there. He's there. Lucifer says Nimrod is a very old character and is basically a future Sentinel. Cool. Well, the fact that there's a lot of people who are very familiar is a good thing. And hopefully you guys are excited. Maybe you're going to pick the figure up. If not, oh well. Oh well. So these are actually the two most recent Marvel Legends reveals. But there are some ones that came out a few more days ago. So there's a bunch of retro card back ones that are now up for pre-order. So if you go to like Entertainment Earth or Amazon, any of these, they're all up, I'm pretty sure. So we've got, which one is this? This is the Nightcrawler Spider-Man from Uncanny X-Men. So he's coming up. That's a pretty cool design. Another one I'm not familiar with, but it is very much a combo of like Spider-Man and Nightcrawler. So I think that's actually pretty sweet. Toys with Tank already ordered. Great. Sweet. Yeah, 780A is thinking the same thing. This is a mix. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And so we've also got Spider-Man 2099. So this guy isn't a new reveal, but his pre-order is up now too. And he's got that old card back, which I love those. I'm always a fan of those. So he's up too. And did I get him twice? I guess I did. And we've also got Owl. Marvel's Owl is up for pre-order. So this character, his name is Owl, and he actually comes with an owl. So there's that. And I don't know this guy either. Retro Spider-Man Wave Owl is now for pre-order. So he's cool. This can be a pretty cool guy for customs if you're not interested in this character. He's just got like, it seems like he's a Wolverine kind of thing. Yeah. All right. 780A is up for it. But yeah, he's just kind of got like a cool jacket, and he just seems very like Renaissance-y. Well, maybe not Renaissance-y, no. Maybe like 1800s-esque. So you could use him for some kind of custom thing, or you just want it, you know? So he's cool. He's up for pre-order also. And then we've got Hypno Hustler. Another guy I'm not familiar with, but he's really freaking cool. This guy looks like he's from the 70s, but he's got like a robotic outfit and a pink guitar. So sick. So he's up. He's up for pre-order also. All the Hypno Hustler fans, I hope you're happy. The Toys with Tanks, like the guitar is nice. The guitar is cool. Having a 112 scale guitar is pretty cool. I'm sure it is pink, so there's that, and a microphone. And so this guy Cardiac was also already revealed. I remember talking about him on a recent show. I think it was a New York Comic Con reveal. So he's up for pre-order also. And next we've got this Spider-Man, which is Spider Venom, which is he's cool. I've never seen this version. I mean, in a nutshell, he's a black suit Spider-Man with a chain, and I like his hands. I think his fingers are kind of cool. But the symbol on his chest very much looks like more what Venom's symbol looks like versus what a normal Spider-Man one would look like. So, I mean, there's never any shortage really of black suited Spider-Man looking figures, and I think this guy's kind of cool actually. Looks like he's got some good looking butterfly joints and stuff. So I think it looks good. Looks good. So he's up as well. And is that the last of the Marvel Legends? Yeah, that's the last of the Marvel Legends. So the final thing to talk about, which is I put this on the thumbnail, and I put it on the thumbnail because I'm the most interested in this one, and it's also kind of spooky. So I thought this would be the most, I don't know. So hopefully there's others that are also excited about this guy because he is a skeleton. So if you remember a while back, I've made several videos about skeletons because I think skeleton action figures are just cool as heck. They're cool. They're really cool. And this guy right here is my favorite skeleton. So what's cycling on the screen here is actually a few different figures, and they're from the Big Bad Toy Store, Big Bad Workshop. So Big Bad Toy Store, which is probably the biggest online action figure retailer in the US and more, they have their own like kind of exclusive figures that I don't want to go as far as saying they make them, but it's kind of their own line, whatever. And so the skeleton figure that I said is the best skeleton figure in my top 5 skeletons video and all that stuff. Hey, Morrow, thanks for liking the last video. It was also a skeleton video, by the way. But I'm always saying this one from the Fwoosh, the Bone Brawler, is the best skeleton. But he's been sold out for so long. You know, it's been almost impossible to get a hold of one of them. But now they're back. They're able to be purchased, but they're not under the Fwoosh Bone Brawler name anymore. They're under the Big Bad Toy Store, Big Bad Workshop. And what is this called? Monster Force, Operation Monster Force Dark Directives. There are so many names right now. Big Bad Workshop, Monster Force, Directives, whatever. So they're up for pre-order. They're up for pre-order. Thank you, Ashlyn, for subscribing. That's really amazing. So, and they are exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store, which isn't a bad thing necessarily because Big Bad Toy Store is pretty reliable. I mean, they're very reliable, and they've got it's a great store. So here it is on pre-order. So if you go to, actually, I put the link in the description for us. If you want to pick these guys up, they're right in the description. But just go to Big Bad Toy Store, search for Big Bad Workshop, Monster Force, whatever. So we've got the skeleton right here. It's a 2-pack for $70, which isn't a bad deal because originally the single figure was $40. So you're saving $10 for 2. So if you want to get, I mean, it's good to have 2 because they're kind of generic guys, but they come with guns and shields and swords and other heads, which is kind of funny. But they come with stuff, and they do come with it looks like all of the same heads that the other one came with, including all the same hands too. So it's all the same stuff plus more, and you get 2 of them, and you're saving $10 for getting both of them. So that's actually a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good deal, and I haven't gotten them yet, but I'm probably gonna do it even though I have them all. I think skeletons are cool. They're pretty cool. But there's other stuff too in this Monster Force thing. If anyone's interested, there's a blue version of the skeleton. He's clear and blue which is kind of silly. I don't have any interest in this. I don't know. Do I have any? I might have interest. He's cool. I probably won't get him. I probably won't get him. What else we got here? There's another skeleton with a red cloak. He's more of a white colored paint, which is kind of neat. But he's got like a wired cloak, which I don't think I'm interested. I think I'm gonna skip this guy. I'm gonna get the other one. He's $40. Comes with the cloak. What else is here? There's some other like GI Joe looking dudes. There's like a clear Count Dracula guy who's all red. So they're on there. Check them out. It's cool to see, smaller toy brands doing this. They're actually going to have a presence at Big Bad. No, they're going to have a presence at Legion's Con in just a couple little under 2 weeks. So I would be happy to see them in person there if you're going to Legion's Con. So here we go. That's pretty cool. Are you interested in getting these skeletons? I am interested in getting these skeletons. Carla says, best skeleton figure ever. Yeah, I agree, actually. I agree. Hey, Carla, thank you. That's like, that's so nice. Hope you're not just saying that. Anyway, that's all the toy news I've got for today. That's all the toy news I've got for today. And by the way, I should have done this with all, like, going way back to all of the Dorkcast episodes, but I'm going to be putting timestamps for all of the topics that I'm going through, because sometimes I get that when you're like really interested in one specific thing, and you don't want to go through the whole entire spiel monologue that I'm going through. So I'm going to put those timestamps both on the YouTube video and the podcast, which is great. They actually work the same way. So that's pretty cool. Noob Retro is like, oh God, when is the freaking top 10? Okay, no, he just said when is the top 10. He didn't say freaking. But the top 10 is right now. Top 10 is now. And now is the top 10. So if you're a toy photographer, like me, I'm one of those, and you would like to have your photo featured on this live stream, this podcast, well, that's a possible thing. It is. All you have to do is post it on Instagram and then use hashtag, hashtag Sirdork top 10. That's all. And it'd be good to tag me in it too. Jeez, this collar is so old. It'd be good to tag me in it as well, because then I will actually be able to see it. It's really the best. It's really, you really should. So on Instagram, post your photo. It doesn't matter. Just post your toy photo. And then hashtag Sirdork top 10, tag me in it, and then I'll choose the top 10 every week. And if for any reason you haven't got on that, don't take that personally. It's just anytime I do it, I'm trying to grab new ideas, new fresh names and accounts. And I think it's cool. And I also want to make it fun for anyone who's watching who's not a toy photographer, just wants to be like, oh, that's a cool pick. So this week, I actually, I've only chosen spooky and Halloween related toy photos. Oh, well, so wait, JM Wolf over here says, bummer. I only tagged you. Didn't see where to put the hashtag. First time I posted on Instagram. Wow. Well, great job, first of all, for posting on Instagram. Well, when you use the hashtag, just put it in when you're typing in the caption, that's where the hashtags go. But sometimes if I'm tagged in the photo, then sometimes I'll still grab it, even if I don't see this or top 10. So last week I said, post your spooky photos, because I'm going to grab spooky related photos for the top 10. And so I have done that this week. I have 10 spooky photos. So let's check them out. Coming up first, this is from Backstreet Toys. And I saw this one and I was just like, this is fantastic. So we've got Luke Skywalker in probably my favorite Luke Skywalker outfit, in the orange jumpsuit, the orange flight suit, and he's carving a pumpkin with his lightsaber, and it's a pretty perfect rebellion, Rebel Alliance symbol carved into the pumpkin, and it's really well done. Like, the photo looks really good. You can see the lightsaber sparking as it's carving. There's blue light on Luke, and just the pumpkin itself is glowing. There's lighting coming from behind. There's fog. It looks really good. Looks really, really good. So, like, great job to Backstreet Toys. Really, really great job. And this was one I just like that made me stop. And it's like, wow, this is great. I'm definitely saving this one. Really, really cool job from Backstreet Toys. Hope you're doing good, Backstreet Toys. Oh wait, we've got some BTS, I think, as well. Oh no, just some zoom ins. Next is from Ripik Tan. So Ripik Tan's this is one I actually saw this photo. I don't think he tagged. No, I didn't. So I saw this one and I was like, this one just I have to grab. I have to grab this one. So I think this is really hilarious. First of all, the photo is beautiful, but it's also just really hilarious. So we've got Jack Skellington doing his like scary face that he's like, rah, and he's scaring a xenomorph, which is so funny because the xenomorphs are like, terrifying and they're fearless and the perfect organism, right? But it's so like it's so clearly like scared of Jack Skellington, and I think that's so funny. It's so funny. And yeah, the lighting on the alien is really good, even though it's in the foreground and blurred out, but it's so clearly an alien, a xenomorph, and Jack Skellington just scaring him. It's a really beautiful photo. It's really, really well done. So Ripik Tan, really, really great job. Mr. Skellington fears no xenomorphs. Yes. And since he is dead, he can take off his head to recite Shakespearean quotation. We've also got like a couple B-side versions of the photo, a black and white version, and as well as a BTS. That's awesome. Got some fog going on. Cool. This Dio is actually really cool. Pretty good looking setup to create pretty amazing photo. So yeah, really, really great job from Ripik Tan. Really, really great job. Next is from Vitoka. And this is my kind of photo. The idea of just like action figures interacting with life-size objects gets me going. And so for this photo, Iron Man is just simply blowing up a pumpkin. He's doing one of his like beams out of his hand at a pumpkin, and the pumpkin is just blowing chunks everywhere. Maybe that wasn't the right expression, but the pumpkin there are chunks of the pumpkin blowing all over the place because of that. There's seeds, there's guts, and there's also just major chunks of the pumpkin. This is just really, really well done. This is part of a really big collab. So if you're interested in checking out, wow, there's a really, really big Halloween collab that seems like was posted recently, and everybody's posted in there. Great job with that collab. But I'm trying to think of how this was done. I'm assuming the big chunks are kind of like in place there with the maybe like toothpicks or something all in place, and then they sprinkled guts and pumpkin seeds all over the place to get the other effect. I'm assuming, right? I don't know, and it's all perfectly placed. It's really, really well done. Vitoka, great job. Another really, really great job. So good. This next one's from Comic Dad Shots. And so when I first saw this, I was like, oh, this is a good looking photo of Jason. But it's like, oh, no. That's not what's happening here. So this is one of those little Mezco vapor guys, which are like, these little cute, like troublemaker action figures, and he put the Mezco Jason stuff on him, including the mask, as if it's like a Halloween costume, and he's walking down the street with a trick-or-treat bucket. Like, it's so cool, and the whole photo is really beautifully it's all blended so nicely together. The background and everything just looks so good. The moon, the lighting, like this is your skills are definitely there, man. Like it's amazing how great your shots have become. So, and we got some other secondary versions of it. Oh, they all look so good. And so it's cool because oh no, wait, it's not Jason. It's somebody dressed up as Jason for Halloween. And I think it's very, very well done. It's really well done. And he's got that very hazy feel that all of his photos do. So Andrew, great job, man. Really, really cool shot. Shrek 7 D Shrek says, if this kid asked me trick or treat, I wouldn't choose trick. I mean, he's got an axe. Hopefully, it's a plastic axe. So coming up next is from Ganja Wifra. This is Johnny, and this just seems so him. Um, this is just right up his alley. One of my favorite things is seeing these classic horror characters put into a comedic environment, and that's just the irony there is always really fun. And I end up doing that more often than I do like a serious horror. I think that's more fun. And here's the BTS. Lots of stands going on, really good looking Dio in the background, and then they're dancing. They're doing the Thriller dance, all in unison, and it's great. It's really good. So Johnny, this is right up your alley. Really, really. Okay, wait. Domesticated Caveman over here says, I finally heard how to pronounce Johnny's name, Ganja Wi-Fi. Did he say what it means? Like, what does that even mean? Ganja Wi-Fi. I'm gonna just continue to struggle saying it for the rest of my life, and that's fine. That even still makes me feel dumbfounded. Anyway, great work, Johnny. Really, really great work. Next is from Dave Bot Design. So, Dave, you actually had two really great Halloween ones that I saw, and I ended up choosing this one because it's just great. It's really well done. And so we've got, as usual, a cute little anime character that I don't know who she is. That usually is what I see with Dave Bot. But there's this giant like plushie behind it, and it's cool because it looks like it's a giant snake monster or something sneaking up behind the character. But what's funny and ironic is that no, it's actually just a cute little plushie snake, but it's like a monster, but it's a cute. So I don't know, there's whatever that concept is. That's really good, and I like that. And the shot is really great. There's some really fantastic rim lighting on her, and all of it. Like it's all just really well done. So I don't know what happened, Dave, but like you just like figured out like exactly what you're doing. Like and it looks so good. So Dave Bot, great, really freaking cool. Lucian says cute, spooky. I would say that's it. Michael Stop Motion says, looks like Toothless on a snake body. It kind of does. The black and the green and the eyes. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty accurate statement. Yeah, really cool. So great job, Dave Bot. Next is from Just Smith. Just Smith 3 Photography, J.A. Smith. And it's Chucky versus Megan. And I feel like I might be blasphemous by saying this, but I feel like Megan would take Chucky no problem. Like Megan's kind of like way more nimble. I mean, Megan isn't haunted. It's just like a really smart computer thing. I don't know. I feel like Megan would win this. She's also like super strong, right? But I think this is just kind of a cool concept, and it makes sense. Like these are two horror, toy villains. Except for Megan, kind of was turned into like a superhero in the last one. Okay, so Shiro says he took her by surprise. There we go. Stubbs is arguing. No way, Chucky would wreck that chick. I don't know. Megan's kind of OP especially if you watch the second one. She's kind of way overpowered. Anyway, I think this is just a cool kind of idea. These two fighting, like this makes perfect sense. Duh. But Chucky's like doing a drop kick to the face, so I guess maybe Chucky is winning. And you know what? Who cares? Because in J.A. Smith's world, Chucky is winning, and that's all that matters. Because this is J.A. Pick's pick. It's J.A. Smith's world. They can do whatever they want. So I thought this was cool. Really, really great job. I'm seeing more people taking Megan's side in the live chat. I don't know. Finish her, says Shiro. And coming up next is this is from MW Forrester. I thought this was so good. October Day 30. I'm not a monster. This is really cool. So this is the Frankenstein monster. I think it's what it's called. This is from Four Horsemen Studios. This is from their Obscura line, I think it's called. and it's a really cool kind of new take on like the Frankenstein character monster. And so he's behind this like this cage. You want to come back up, Toxin? And he's like feeding a rat. He's feeding a little rat like some bread or something, and he's like reaching his hand out through the prison bars, and he's feeding the rat. And "I'm not a monster" is the caption, and it makes sense. I think it's cool. I think that's a really cool caption. The photo itself is quite beautiful. The orange, like the warms and cold colors in the same photo, it looks really really nice. Actually, you know what, Michael in the live chat, Michael Stop Motion, it says, is it Pirates of the Caribbean? Yeah, it really does kind of look like that. Toxin, are you coming up? Come up. Are you? No? Okay. And it reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean too. That's kind of cool. But the photo is really like, oh, there's a skeleton in the cage back there too. But it's a really cool story being told here. It's good, and of course, the photo itself is beautiful. So, really great job, really really great job, MW Forrester. That's really really good. Next is from Yorgi's photo. So, if anyone follows Yorgi, pretty much every single photo he puts out, it doesn't look like a toy photo. Like, it doesn't. They all look real. And it's not just because the toys look real, whatever. He just like has a way of making these look like real things. That's just what he does. And they're always very like, he has the same kind of like beautiful color stylization to all of his photos. And he's really amazing at what he does. Michael in the live chat says looks like AI. I mean, that's kind of a compliment nowadays, right? And so we've got Ash from the Evil Dead, and he's kind of just being overpowered by tons of skeletons. And these are those Mythic Legion skeletons. And they look like they're about to rip him apart. Like, he looks like he's going to lose this fight. But I don't know. Maybe he will, or maybe he'll win. But it's really, the green lighting and everything is so good. Like, it's just incredible. Carla the Libra says, "Are those hot toys?" No, they're not. I think the Ash is NECA, and then all of the other skeletons are Mythic Legion. So they're 1/12 scale. Like, this is just a just look at this. This is just what Yorgi does. Create stuff like this. So if you're a fan of this, like this, the whole page you'll be a fan of. Shira says, "Pure cinema." Pure cinema. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful work. Really beautiful work. And then the last shot is from Indie Brick Photo. And so this photo is really funny, but it's not what got me. Because, okay, so first of all, we've got Venom. This is that big Gamerverse Venom that's like, a foot tall. And he's eating candy. But the caption says, "We are hungry." I thought that was really funny. Instead of "We are Venom, we are hungry," which is kind of genius. So if you can ever like take a photo that's this good and then like you give it this like really clever title, that's amazing. Like, that is the perfect cherry on top of something, So Indie Brick Photo, this is just really really cute. And so I mean, I don't know, what's he eating? Like butterscotch? What are those? They look like soft, like chewable, like butterscotch candies. Caramels. Wow. Why did caramel not come to my mind? Real Andrew James says, "Is LegionCon next weekend?" It's the 9th. So is that next weekend? Yeah. 8th and 9th. Yep. So yeah, this is the same. I did a review on this Venom. Yes, Carla, you're right. So this is a really great figure. So Indie Brick, really, really great job. Really great job. And everyone else, really great job. Tons of really good stuff. I think if you really want to just kind of enjoy the spooky time now, if you just go online, go to Instagram and just scroll, you're gonna find so many fun spooky related toy photography right now. I love how everyone kind of gets in the season and does it. And a lot of times I like this year I didn't really get that. I guess I'm just busy or something. But this year I didn't really get too crazy with the spooky stuff. I did do one spooky thing, which is wasn't that great, but um, everyone did a wonderful, wonderful job. So next is the beginning of the Q&A. So if you're a member on the YouTube channel, which you can if you're interested, underneath the video where it usually says join, or sorry, where it usually says subscribe, there's a join button, and you get access to the Discord channel, all that stuff. You get special emojis, but you also on live streams you get your questions in first, which is I'm always so grateful that anyone is like has a question or something they want to throw in, and they throw it in, and it's just like that's so cool. And so if you're interested, there it is. But this all of the questions this time were all spooky related. Not that it had to be, but I thought that was just I was kind of hoping they would be. So here we go. Let's get started. The first question is from the domesticated caveman. Which, dude, you're always right there. You're always throwing in questions first. So he says, "Happy Halloween, man. What's your favorite? What's your Halloween kryptonite?" Hang on, I'm burping while reading. What's your Halloween kryptonite? The candy you pretend you're buying for the kids, but actually stash in your drawer or eat before the trick or treaters even show up. Well, that's for me. That's really easy. It's anything Reese's. Like, I'm such a sucker for anything peanut butter, but like it's kind of crappy for me because I forgot to turn my light on. Because I'm like lactose intolerant, so anything milk chocolate really screws up my insides. Like, I don't get like crazy diarrhea or anything. I just get really bad heartburn, and the milk chocolate is, and it's even worse in like the Reese's kinds of candy, like the cheap Hershey bar kind of milk chocolate. That gets me so bad. Dark chocolate I'm okay with. But I do have a little bowl full of Reese's over there that I'm going to put out for the kids later. Even though nobody shows up at my house, I'm still going to leave them out just in case. So yeah, it's really, really easy for me. But it seems to be the general, unanimous consensus that the shaped versions of the Reese's are superior, right? You buy the Reese's eggs or the pumpkins or the trees. Those shapes are better because the peanut butter to chocolate ratio is far more favorable to the peanut butter side. Stubb says M&Ms. Peanut butter M&Ms are actually great. I will, when I go to the movies, I usually get peanut butter M&Ms. So yeah, really, really good. So yeah, I'm curious, what's everybody else's preferred candy? I feel like Reese's is going to be most people. Like, Reese's is got to be one of the most popular ones out there, at least here in the US. And Stubb says, "Are you going trick or treating tonight?" No, I'm not. But I went trick or treating until I was like 20 years old. I did it like every year, and I loved it. But no, what we're gonna so I created this tradition for myself called Halloweens. So last year I was the first Halloweens where I cooked some wieners over the fire. I had a fire. I cooked some wieners, and it was so good. It was a great Halloween with the wieners. It was so good. And so that's what I'll be doing this year. Nadia and I are gonna have some wieners, and we're gonna watch Casper, which might be my favorite spooky movie. The one from the 90s. I love that movie. So good. So that's my plan for tonight. Is anyone else going trick or treating, or anyone else going to celebrate Halloweens? If you do, I hope you enjoy it. And last question is from Toys with Tank. What's the scariest film you've ever watched? This answer is really easy for me. It's The Conjuring 2. When I watched The Conjuring 2, I watched by myself in the dark, and I was so freaking scared. Like, every single time like a scary part would happen, I would just be like I'd be gripping so hard that I'd be like, please end, please end, please end. And I just wanted to go. I was just so anxiety filled the entire movie. It's so freaking scary. So scary. Oh, Carlos says, "How's Venom doing?" Venom is doing great. He was down here. He probably wouldn't. He's in a ball. But The Conjuring 2 really got me. So, but the next Conjuring movie didn't. I thought was not scary at all, and I haven't seen the newest one, so I have to go and do that. Um, so yeah, Conjuring 2 is definitely the scariest one for me, man. And I had a nightmare. I actually had a nightmare the next night because of it. It was very scary, very scary. So that's mine. And that's all. That's all the member questions. There's only 3 today, which is cool. So the rest of the stream, I'm just gonna go. If anyone has any questions, throw them in the chat, and that's what we'll be doing. And if everyone is too busy trick or treating right now, that's honestly probably a better thing to be doing tonight. Stubb says movie marathon for me tonight, and maybe a couple of photos. All right, nice. Cole's Cave. Hey man, he posted a comment not showing. Oh no, let me check. Yeah, it's not there. Well, Cole, throw it in the chat, man, and I'll definitely answer. Definitely do it. Throw it in there. Michael says, Michael Stop Motion, have you ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre? You know, I haven't. I haven't watched any of those. I haven't really had any interest. I know a lot of people love them, but just for some reason that isn't really interesting to me. 780A says, Sirdork, where can I get the Silver Wolverine Samurai Pack in person? The only place I've seen it in person is at GameStop. I haven't seen it in person anywhere else. So I would check your GameStop. I love Transformers 1 says, for the Sirdork top 10, do all the posts have to be one photo or can it be multiple? If you do multiple, that's fine. If you do like a swipey with multiple photos, that's fine. Yeah, go for it. That's totally cool. Carla says, what's your favorite action figure? Mayfix Mandalorian Chrome 2.0 Chrome version. Lucian says, if you're lactose intolerant and like Butterfingers, try Zagnuts. You will thank me. Okay, Zagnuts. Wow, never heard of it. I do like Butterfinger. So like it's weird. Like dark chocolate's fine for me. Any candy that does like a dark chocolate version, great. And I kind of like dark chocolate more now because of it. Mr. Kiwi, Jared, you happy with your Sony or would you think of changing? I'm looking at a new camera soon. Yeah, I'm very happy with my Sony. I have a Sony Alpha 7 III, but I would like to upgrade to a 7 IV. So I'm very happy with my Sony, but I want a newer Sony. And there's a lot of better stuff going on with that. But my Sony is good. I've been using it for probably over 5 years at this point, and I really love it. Really, really love it. Shiro says, "What's your favorite poison?" I mean, that's a weird question. So, like, my favorite poison, like rat poison, like arsenic or cyanide. My favorite poison is my favorite poison. It's gonna have to be Trubbish. Yep. My favorite poison is Trubbish. Anyway, JM says, scary movie marathons all day and a Halloween themed pizza for me. Awesome. Sounds like a great day. What's the Halloween themed pizza though? I'm curious about that. Think Hasbro will make a new Rancor? You know what? I think they will eventually. So the Rancor HasLab was like super close. It was only like a couple $100 short of being funded, right? Which tells me that there's enough demand for a Rancor that they should do one, but maybe just, making some changes in the price and stuff like that. So I think they will eventually. Maybe it's too soon after the Rancor, but I think it's almost guaranteed to happen eventually. Cole, okay, so Cole says, my question was, how often do you get burnout when doing videos and toy photography? And what's your method to get through it? Please check your DMs. I achieved a massive goal. Whoa, okay, cool. Well, first of all, Cole, to you, sorry, I'm so behind on my messages. And also to anyone else who sent me a message recently, I really have been terrible with my Instagram messages lately, and I've been really falling behind, and I need to I need to get a better system down is what I need to do. And Nadia, I see your chat in there. It is almost Halloween site. Yes, it is. Halloween's site. Um so anyway, but Cole, I do get burnt out every so often. Um but I think I get the most burnout when I'm doing something I don't like I'm not as excited about. Because every so often I'll make videos about something I kind of am excited about, but more because I think it's something I need to do versus something I really want to do. And then so I'll just switch it up and be like, you know what? I want to do this because I want to. And there we go. And then I do that. But I don't know, just change up your I don't know. Just if there's something that you don't feel like doing, don't do it. Just only do something you feel like doing. If you feel like you have to because of whatever reason, then don't do it. Just do the thing you want to do instead. Um, yeah, or just take a break for a week and do something else. Do something that you love to do that's not that. Play a video game or something, you know? Do that. And next question is from Shrek. Did you see the Scream 7 trailer? I have not seen it yet, but I actually really like the Scream movies. Last year I binged all of them and I really liked them. So I can't wait. I can't wait for this one. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Have you gotten the Maximum Miles Morales Legends figure? There's not a Maximum Miles Morales one, right? Not that I know of, but I don't have the only Miles Morales figure I have is a CT Toys boot. That's all I've got. So, but that wouldn't be a bad idea if they did that. I ate Meatwad. Hey man, did you change your name because your picture is right? Anyway, have you tried candy corn mixed with honey roasted peanuts? No, but I like peanuts and candy corn a lot. So I'll have to do that. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Samuel Christensen, GameStop around me is stocked. So many great neat. Yeah, GameStop has been really stocking up with stuff lately. Last time I was in a GameStop, it was very, very stocked. Very, very stocked. Yes, almost Halloween site. What did I miss? Bourbon. Oh. So Shiro says, "What your favorite drink?" I don't really drink a lot of alcohol. I'm not really super into drinking, but every so often I do. I like. Okay, to be honest, my favorite drink are margaritas. I don't really know any difference between what or what, but if I have an option and I'm at somewhere that has them, I like getting a margarita because they're always really sweet, and I like the salt or the sugar on the top. So that's probably it. So thanks so much for the super chat from Oya Sumi says, "Hi, I was a little while ago, but was nice running into you at NYCC. Bumping into you was out of nowhere and was unexpected yet. Glad to have met you in person. That's so cool. Well, it was so nice to meet you too. But yeah, totally random, and honestly, that makes me really happy when and if that ever happens, but it isn't very often. So I'm really glad that you said something. It was really great to meet you too, man. Maybe next year. Hopefully we'll do it again. Krieg says, "Are you planning on doing more themed top tens?" Yeah, I think I will. I think I will do some more themed top tens, especially when it's like, especially seasonal. It's so easy to do a theme like that, and people are already doing it. So I think I will do that, but I'm not going to make like a big deal out of it, like I did with the the monthly challenges. I just like the more casual kind of feeling. It'll still kind of hopefully give you some inspiration to try something, but I like the more casual thing. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I will do that. So uh, I'm kind of looking forward to that, to be honest. 7ADA says, "What's your opinion on Daredevil Born Again?" It's awesome. It's the best show that Disney Plus Marvel has done. I think by far. I really loved the Netflix Daredevil, and I think this is just as good. Maybe okay, maybe not. Season 3 of Daredevil was like freaking incredible, and I think it's just at there. I think it's really close, or it's just as good. I don't really know, but I loved it. I can't wait for the next one. Okay. Favorite monster? Like my favorite monster? Favorite monster? Alligator is my favorite pocket monster. I'm assuming you're thinking more Halloween. Like Universal monsters. Maybe Frankenstein? I like the creature from the Black Lagoon. Michael Stop Motion says, I'm British, so it's hard for me to get figures. I'm still waiting for the McFarlane Deluxe Superman. Yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry you're still waiting on that guy. I don't know. Maybe you have to, if you really want it now, you'll have to get it somewhere else. You know, go to eBay or something. Maybe. Sorry, man. Any other UK people? Let Michael the Stop Motion 15 know where to get Superman if you already have it. Carla says, "Do you know the Ben Reilly Sensational Spider-Man Hasbro?" And it's the yes, but that's a version of Spider-Man I don't really have a lot of interest in. I never read a comic that was from that, with him. So there's not a like I'm just gonna be like, oh, he's cool, but I'd rather get Peter Parker Spider-Man. Yeah, Nadia's new favorite is smoked mezcal. It might be. That's true. Her dad loves smoked mezcal. I'm a little behind. I'm trying to catch up. The non-average collector says, if you could choose, which Maximum figure would you want next? I think I would want a Maximum Venom. Like I would want like a big buff Venom, like a Maximum. So that's yeah, Maximum Venom, and I think they'll do it eventually as long as they keep doing this Maximum thing. Yeah. Non-average collector says, have you made a Halloween display yet? I have a little horror section in my like display shelves. I don't know if that's what you mean, but I do have that. Oh, like Halloween decorations? Is that what you mean? Like on my house? The only Halloween decorations I've put up, I have some old like ceramic Pikachu jack-o'-lanterns that are like this big from the Pokemon Center, and I did set those up. That's all I did. Weens and smoked mezcal sounds like a movie. I don't think any smoked mezcal will be drank tonight, but there'll be plenty of weens for sure. Carlos says, how many action figures do you have of Marvel? I don't know, 100? Maybe? No, maybe, probably less than that. Will you review the Hana Studios brown suit comic Wolverine? I don't know. Oh, no, I have seen that, and it does look good, but I wasn't planning on it. But the figure does look really, really good. Domesticated Caveman says, I actually got the CT Daredevil, and get this, the box is perfect. There isn't there's a first for everything. No damage at all. Wow. Nice. I've had some instances where it's been close to being good. But if whenever I complain about the box being damaged at CT Toys, I get it. I mean, there's obviously a lot of comments, but there's a lot of comments that are like, it's not CT Toys' fault. It's the shipping, the people who shipped it. It's their fault. Well, it's like, well, if CT Toys decided to put the figure in a shipping box to ship it, it probably wouldn't happen. But no, they just put it in a little baggie, those poly mailers. That's all they do. They don't protect it at all. So yes, it is CT Toys' fault. That's why. Mr. Kiwi, have a great night. Shiro says you should try honey rum with white monster. You're welcome. I don't know if I want to mix monster with alcohol. I don't think that would be a good idea for me. Honey rum. I mean, I would try it. Oscar Taylor says, if a company released a figure for any Jim Carrey character, would you buy it? Well, NECA has already put out Ace Ventura, both 1 and 2, and I have those, so that's great. But I would love there's, there is a third-party unlicensed The Mask figure too. But what I really want is a Grinch. I want someone to make the Grinch. So I feel like NECA would be the one to do that. And honestly, I can't believe that's not a thing yet. That would be a huge seller. And they've already done Jim Carrey before. I don't know if it's like who is it? Who owns the Grinch? I don't know. But yeah, that would be so good. Carla says, "Do you know the Hasbro Ben?" Oh, I already answered that. Let's see. Levy Plays says, "Do you think the Maximum Hulk figure deserves to be as a Maximum figure?" I gave a pretty negative review of this figure, and the figure's not bad, but I thought I just had too many problems with it that made me really frustrated. And part of it broke, and I couldn't like the whole point was like the fact that you could do this clapping, but I couldn't really get it to work. I thought, oh, that was just I don't know. I feel like they just needed to if they made a couple adjustments, it would be really good. But I don't, unfortunately it was not. It was an L. I gave it an L. Vidar says, "What will you review next?" Well, tomorrow I have a Blockies Star Wars Blockies video, and then Sunday is a Marvel Legends Daredevil and Punisher, so that's exciting. Next week, what am I gonna do next week? Well, I do have another Blockies video next week. I don't know. Should I do Super Scroll next week? I don't know. We'll see. I think it's probably. I have a lot of Marvel Legends I got to get through. Oscar also says, "Who's your favorite Marvel superhero?" It's Silver Surfer. Definitely. Domesticated Caveman, have a great night, dude. Have a great night. Let's see. Oh, Oscar also says, which Batman is your favorite? Ben Affleck. For sure. For sure. Maximum Wolverine, Carla, is yeah, that's a really I feel like that's bound to happen. To be honest, I bet you that's gonna be next. That's what's probably gonna be next. Non-average collector says, what is your action figure that has the most value? I think I have an older 3016 scale Fallout figure that I think is probably really expensive. Now it's probably over like 500 or so. I don't know. I don't really know. That's probably up there. Probably up there. Oscar says, which Spider-Man variant is your favorite? Which Spider-Man variant? I suppose any Spider-Man counts as a Spider-Man variant, right? I don't know. Probably Toby. I get the most nostalgia for that one. Shrek 7. When will you review the non-move Velociraptor? I have to do that. I really need to do that. And I got another non-move figure too. Maybe I'll joint them together. Maybe I'll do that next week. Man, there's so many other things I've been meaning to do that I just keep falling behind. The non-average collector says, "What are you being for Halloween?" I'm Clark Kent. Well, I'm really I dressed up just for the stream, but I'm gonna be Sirdork for Halloween. That's what I'm gonna be this year. Levi Play says, most bootleg figures have been great the last couple months. I mean, the only real bootleg company that I think has ever really been good is the CT Toys ones. Every other bootleg brand has been horrible, unless you're counting like unlicensed third-party brands as bootlegs, which they kind of are. But yeah, most bootlegs are pretty bad as far as I'm in my experience. But the CT Toys are obviously really good. Have you made any customs, and do you want to? You know what? I've been meaning to do a custom for a long time. I have all the stuff to do it, and I bought it all. So there's a character named Sir Daniel Fortescue. That's where Sirdork came from, that name. And I bought a bunch of Mythic Legions stuff to make a custom version of him. I even have a custom head that fits him, but I just haven't done it. And I really need to do it. And I need to find the time to do it. Disney owns the Grinch, huh? That's crazy. Well, Disney is not. They're very, very. They license they make so much Grinch merchandise. So I don't know why. Maybe there's some weird thing with that specific like version of the Grinch. Because did Disney own that Grinch, like the Grinch during that time? Okay, Jim Carrey, the Grinch. So what? So the Grinch. Let's see. What studio did it? Let's see. Jim Carrey, the Grinch. Live action movie The Grinch Stole Christmas was produced by Universal and Imagine Entertainment and film. So I wonder if there's probably some like licensing or whatever ownership with Universal, because that movie was distributed by them. So there might be some weird loops there. I don't know. Any non-Marvel figures you're looking forward to? Definitely. There's a lot of, to be honest, I like Marvel a lot, but I mostly just do it because, do so much of it because it's very popular, and I'm trying to be relevant. So, most figures so I guess the opposite right there is there's a lot of DC stuff. Like, I can't wait for the Mafex Henry Cavill that's coming out. You know, this will be the ultimate Henry figure, and I can't wait for that. Shiro says, "Don't you think it's time for a double A Spooderman figure, like a legit Spooderman?" What do you mean? There's so many Spoodermans. I mean, maybe that SH Figure Arts one will be the one, you know? Carlos says, "What's your favorite toy company?" I don't really know. There's so many good ones. I like them all. I don't know. Uh, there's none that I really dislike either. I like them. I like Hasbro. I like McFarlane. I think they're all good. I think it's so good that we have them all. You know, if they made a maximum figure for a DC character, do you think who should come out first? That's kind of fun. I mean, Superman. Superman is my favorite character ever. So that'd be kind of cool. Sometimes I think about that. Like, what if Hasbro got the DC license and they're making DC figures at the quality like Marvel Legends, but DC Legends? That'd be sick. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be so freaking cool. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that happened one day. I wouldn't be surprised. I wonder if they would have some type of. I wonder if there's some type of law that would stop them from doing it because they already have Marvel, like doing like just to not to be like monopoly-ish. I don't know. Mm. Vicious Soldier. The word on the street is Maximum Thor is next, which makes sense since there's so many Wolverines out there already. That's true. They haven't really put out a lot of Wolverines, but like Wolverine has just been so much even more popular nowadays after Deadpool and Wolverine. So I could see them wanting to capitalize. But yeah, I guess if that's the rumor, then interesting. I don't know. I don't really have a huge interest in the comic version of Thor. I really like the Thor in the movies, but like I don't know. I just don't know. Shrek says when you review the Hasbro Galactus, I'm getting to that too, man. There's just so much stuff keeps coming up. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with everything. It really is hard. Oh yeah, JM Wolf says, Jared, you forgot about the McFarlane Riddler, Jim Carrey. That's true. Yeah, and McFarlane did do the Riddler, which you know what? I never picked him up. Non-average collector says, if you could choose any company to make an action figure of your choice, what would it be? I don't know. Now that I was thinking about it, I am just out of curiosity. I would be really curious to see what Hasbro would do with the DC license, and treat it as they do with the Marvel stuff. Like, I think that's really interesting to think about. It probably would be great, right? Vidar or Vidar. I know I said it wrong, but that's it. I appreciate it. Doing my best. What's good? Reverse Vision. How's it going? Universal, yes, they made the theme section at Universal. That's true. There was a Dr. Seuss. It probably still is a Dr. Seuss world at Universal Studios. Sam Christian says, sorry, no, but they've made so many adaptations. I think the license is still owned by the Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Oh, okay, I see. So maybe was the most recent Grinch movie, was that one just made by Disney? Because I'm curious who owns the Grinch. Yeah, Dr. Seuss Enterprises. That's so cool. Nobody owns the Grinch. So anytime anybody makes a Grinch movie, it's licensed by Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Trademarks for the Grinch character. While Universal Studios owns the rights to specific film adaptations, the split ownership means that there's, interesting. That's cool. I'm glad to know that, there's still some independent kinds of things like Dr. Seuss out there. Carla says, do you like Deadpool and Wolverine? More than the figure arts more than the Wolverine? Yeah, I thought Figure Arts did pretty good with those figures. I wasn't super impressed with them, um, but they're still good. Steve says, "What's your opinion on the removal of thigh swivel on the Black Series Star Wars figures?" I didn't really realize that thigh swivel. Um, I don't know. I think it definitely is nice having that thigh swivel, and I think maybe like a lot of stormtroopers don't have that because of the armor. Guess I never really realized that, or I didn't know that it was removed either. I mean, that stinks. That sucks. Anytime they remove something good, that sucks. You know. Phew. Oh, the meme Spooderman. Shiro, I don't even know what the meme Spooderman is. What's the Spooderman meme? Spooderman meme. Okay, no, I've definitely seen this. So this is the Spooderman meme. Yeah, you're right. We need a Spooderman figure. We totally need one. Levi says, "What's your biggest figure in your collection?" The biggest figure? Um, I don't. I used to have like the and some of those 18-inch NECA figures, but I don't have any of those anymore. Well, I did have a really big Godzilla figure on pre-order, but it got canceled. The big Mezco one. I wish I got that. But I do have a life-size Pikachu, like $500 sideshow figure coming. So that's probably it. So maybe the life-size Grogu is probably the biggest one I've got. Steve, yes, I have 2 Blockies Star Wars videos coming. One tomorrow and then one next week. Very exciting. Oscar says, "Do you keep any of your bootlegs?" Yeah, I keep most of them. I don't keep them all, but I keep most of them. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna answer a couple more questions, and then I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say happy Halloween. Just noticed a horror film with the Grinch on Tubi. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I remember when that came out. There was like a trend, maybe like a couple years ago, with like the horror version of like Winnie the Pooh, and there was like a horror like bunch of I don't know, and maybe they're still going on. I don't know. What if there was a transformer that transformer into a gun? Isn't that what Megatron? Isn't there a Megatron that transforms into a gun? Right? I think. Yeah. Maro says, when are you going to give away the Daredevil boarding again figures?" All right, you watched the video. On the Daredevil actual review I put out on Sunday, there will be a giveaway. So stay tuned for that. It's very, very easy to enter. All right. Oya says, "Any Holy Grail figure you'd like to have, but it's hard to find or isn't out there yet?" I think every time I go to like a convention, I'm always hoping I'm gonna find some of the old Pokemon D arts or the SH Figure Arts figures. But I never really find them. I'd love to find Lucario and Mega Blaziken and Venusaur. I'd love to find those, and maybe another Figma Red figure. But those are just so expensive. Probably, if I did find them, they'd be so pricey, which is that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Well, have a wonderful Halloween, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and choosing to spend a little bit of your Halloween here with me. That's like really amazing. Have a great night. Be safe. Don't vandalize. If you are trick-or-treating and you come across someone who has left a bowl out and there is a sign that says, "Please just take 2," just take 2. It's and not because you're like ripping off the person giving out the candy. You're ripping off all the other kids who could be getting candy, you know. Maybe kids younger than you with less opportunities. Just take the 2. Okay? You can get way more candy, just go more houses. Anyway, have a great night. Happy Halloween, everyone. And thank you so much for everything. And see you soon.